Thank you for joining us today. So if you joined us the last couple weeks, we did basic user training, and we dove into each piece of the portal and kind of did a step-by-step guide of how to access those functions. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different, and we're going to expand everyone's knowledge on why we would use ITC Cloud, and this is going to help us for our own use and helping customers. So for those of you who already have a lot of knowledge with this, I would love your feedback on things that I didn't cover or any details that I'm leaving out. This is also is being recorded, so I can send out, if you would like, a recording of this after the meeting. So a couple of things, just like last time, I want to be interactive. I'm going to ask questions. I don't want it to be your typical training. I will have another guest speaker and a couple fun facts in the beginning and some pop questions throughout the session. So last time we talked about YouTube. This time will be more geared towards business facts. So on this portion, you can unmute your microphone to answer the questions, and then I'll have you mute back once we start the training. So fun fact, what do y'all think is the most productive day of the week? And no cheating on Google like we did last time. Any guesses?
Wednesday.
Thursday. Okay. The most productive day of the week is actually Tuesday. Wow. How much percent of the day do you think employees spend reading and answering emails? Anybody want to take a guess? Of your entire day?
30%.
That's really close. It's actually 25%. That's really close. All right, so moving on to something more relatable. Back to video conferencing software. We talked about this last time. Obviously, many companies are using video conferencing, video meetings, since COVID, and they're using it very frequently even before that. But one thing that's interesting is 85% of employees feel that they're not engaged they feel actively disengaged at work. And it results in $7 trillion of lost productivity. This was on through local workplace. And a lot of that is due to people having to work remotely. So a platform like ITC Cloud really brings together all the functionalities of communication between an organization and helps that engagement and productivity. So let's see what else. Also, businesses that adapt to a unified communications phone system experience, which is what ITC Cloud is, on average see a 52% improvement in workplace productivity. That results in a 25% increase in operating profit. So that's a really awesome thing to keep in the back of your mind when you're talking to customers. Okay, so last interaction question. Does anybody remember, and again, no cheating, in the United States, how many business video meetings are done daily? And this is as of May 1st. Anybody remember? Video meetings are done daily. Or want to guess? Going once, going twice? Over 11 million. All right. So that's an interesting fact as well. As you can see, many people are using these type of platforms. So, and a reason why it took so long to get us started too was we want to make sure that this is a seamless experience for our customers. This is also why we're doing these training sessions to make sure we work out all the kinks and the bugs and the error messages. We don't want this to happen to our customers, obviously. We're just as comparable to Zoom, which is what everybody's using. So we want to make sure this is just as seamless and functional. So like I said before, ITC Cloud gives you a complete unified communication system. It also allows companies to be flexible, scale for growth, and provide several management features. Businesses can use just the basic functionality of the portal, like we talked about last week, or they can expand to all the reporting and analytics side without having to make changes to their infrastructure or purchase any new equipment. And the beauty of this portal is it's so easy and simple to use. And yes, there are other companies who have platforms like this, but you don't get the In-Telecom team behind you. So that is another great thing about this product. So today we're going to look at the benefits of the cloud to potential and existing clients. We'll dive into the functionality of those benefits and features, but we're not going to go step-by-step guide through the training process of those features. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Right here. Okay. Can everybody see my screen? One quick thing I want to point out is if you put your cursor over the screen, there's a little square in the middle that says enlarge. If you cannot see it very well, go ahead and enlarge it. From there, if you still see people's faces at the bottom, you can click the arrow at the bottom and that'll go away. So that'll be the biggest that your screen can be. I know it's a little bit hard to read sometimes if it's, minimized. So go ahead and do that if you need to. So let's jump right in. Hold on one second. All right, so I want to quickly run through the home page, and these are the navigation buttons of a basic user, like we saw before. So this would be the functionality of your employees, and I just want to show y'all how, what all they can do, the functionality, how easy it is. So first thing is your home page gives you an overview, certain windows here that show you your most important features like your messages, your call history, incoming and outgoing, and also what active answering rules are turned on and what phones you have that are active. As you can see here, I have my mobile device that's active, and I also have my desk phone, my extension that's active. So another great thing about the basic user portal is you have your messages tab. So this allows you can set up transcription with your voicemail. You can also chat with SMS. This is a huge benefit to employees. They can instantly interact with each other within the company, but they can also send an SMS or a text to a client or a patient without sharing their personal phone number. So next, we will go talk about contacts. So contacts gives you the ability to see who's available and who's busy. So as you can see here, your gray icons will show you if they're idle. Your green shows you they're available. Your red shows you they're not available, they're in a meeting, or they're on the phone. And I don't see any right now, but if you see a blue symbol, that means they're just available to chat. So they could be, have their answering rules turned on to where it's on Do Not Disturb, and you can still chat with them. All right, so the next thing would be Answering Rules tab. The Answering Rules tab is a quick way to direct where you want your calls to go. You can choose to ring your soft phone, your desk phone, or your cell phone. You can also choose to ring all of them together, which would be a simultaneous ring. So this is where you would also set up call forwarding. So this normally a lot of clients have to, call into the help desk, or they have to, put in a service ticket to get this done, but you can actually do it on your own here. And how you would do that, you would add rule, and then here's all of your functions here for answering rules. And again, we do have training videos that are specifically designed for each tab if you want more training after. And I can also send y'all recordings from last week that go over this in detail. So the next benefit and feature that we'll look at are the time frames. The time frames allow you to set up a period of time. It covers when you want your phone to ring. You would apply these time frames to your answering rules. And these allow, like we just said, answering rules allow you to control how and where your calls are routed. So someone that has super user rights, which we'll get into in a minute, can create shared time frames that the whole company can use. This time frame feature comes in handy when you set up your holiday schedule, when you go on vacation, or if you're out of the office. So on basic user level, you can also see what phones are currently active. And you can access your program's buttons. Now, we'll make a note that not everybody will have access to your buttons, but if your admin or your super user have allowed an employee to access their buttons and change them, you would see this. And the thing that I like about this is when you click on a number, it actually shows you where on the phone that button is. So some people might think it's 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way down the left side, and it actually goes across. So it's kind of neat that it shows you where exactly that place is. Again, a lot of companies set up a template for their employees, but some may allow you to set up your own buttons as well. All right, so we will go back. The last thing I'll cover on the basic user level is the call history tab. So there's a shortcut of this on your home page, and when you actually go into the call history tab, you can easily filter using a date, caller number, dialed number, and call type. So that really comes in handy when you're looking for a specific phone call, whether you want to see how long the phone call was, the duration of, the time, and then you can also listen to the actual phone call. So for management purposes, this would come in handy for a sales team or just to coach even a help desk individual on, maybe what they could do better next time, and things like that. So it comes in handy with coaching. Okay, so, and some things too, like I wanted to mention before, when you're discussing this with a potential client, you want to ask them, so Mr. Doug, would it be helpful to see your average wait time callers are experiencing per day? What about how many missed calls you've had in a day? Do you have any type of reporting that gives you this information? Most of the time, we experience that not a lot of companies have that in place now. So then what you do is you jump over to the super user or the admin level, which would be manage organization. So as you can see, just to show y'all real quick, this would be the admin or the super user level. To go back to your account, basic user level, you would just highlight your name or click on your name and you go click on my account. So I'm going to go back to manage organization. So again, the home page has customized windows, and on the home page you can see your active calls happening in the moment. Oop, wait. Nope, that's wrong. I'm sorry. Home page has the exact same thing that your basic user would have. So you have your active answering rules, your active phones, your voicemails, and also your call history. Now, if you jump over to the call center, this is where you can dig deep into the productivity of your company. I don't know why it says offline. I didn't say this 2 seconds ago. Let's see if this works. Shoot. I cannot see this. Doug, can you log into your demo portal and see if you have access to the call center? I just had it. Let's see. Profile. Manage organization. Okay. All right, I got it now. Sorry, guys. So, homepage. You should be able to see your current active calls that are happening. There's none happening at this moment, so I can't show you guys exactly what that looks like. But a really cool thing that I think comes in handy is you can actually see what meetings are happening. So as you can see, we have ITC Cloud Bootcamp, Part 2, that's happening, and there's 9 people in the session. So if you were trying to look for a certain individual within your company and you wanted to see, okay, the icon's red, let me see if they're in a meeting, so I don't interrupt. And you can see here, when you click on people, all the people that are logged in. All right, and then down here, you also have your call graph. So this gives you total minutes that are being used per day. You can also change that to peak active calls. You can change the call volume, total minutes. So this comes in handy too, just looking at your overall productivity in the day, kind of managing your people, like when they go to lunch or, when they take off. Another just coaching tool that you have. And then you can also filter by hour or day. So let's do by day. So as you can see, on this day, we were very busy. You can also filter off calls or off-net calls. So off-net would be someone that does not have ITC Cloud or calling in from their cell phone. On the right side, you have users and applications. You can see your active devices, your active users, your auto attendants that have been set up, your call queues that have been set up, your statistics by your current day, your month, your previous month. And the next portion I'll go over is the call center. So the call center digs a little deeper into what we looked at. So here you actually see all of your call queues, how many active calls are happening, how many callers are waiting, and their wait time. You also have another active call graph here that's similar to the one that we just looked at, but this is in the last 8 hours. So this would be a more up-to-date or current graph that you'd want to look at. And now, oh, sorry. Now I get to introduce our special guest, our guest speaker, and that is going to be Doug. So Doug is going to show y'all the ITC analytics side and the reporting and just give y'all some quick guidance on what reports can be pulled. So go ahead, Doug. Take it over.
Let's hope it doesn't shut everybody off.
Well, it shouldn't because
Okay.
you don't share your screen. Okay, there you
go. Okay, so this is basically what you would call your dashboard. Okay, and this is meant for users and for supervisors. So if you had a supervisor that was in a office and they wanted to follow what was going on as far as how many calls are waiting, how many service calls are in waiting, your call queues, where things, you can tailor this to your needs just by basically clicking on, and I can't click on it, but you can click on the 3 dots over on the left side, and you can pick and choose which one you want to do. You can edit it, you can make it whatever, if you wanted it to do different colors, if you wanted it to do different genres, such as calls in queue, calls on hold, whatever you wanted to do. You can basically set it up the way you want it, that it's suitable to you. And when you do these types of things, the supervisor can see this, or you can have this up on a wall board, basically a TV like we have in our NOC, in the network operations center, so that they can follow along and see where they stand with certain things. This is no different than the regular call history, like a Zima product that we use, but this is the ITC Cloud display board. So this is your dashboard. You can basically see here your agents, and this can give you your least cost routing, not least cost routing, skills-based routing. This will give you your skills-based routing that says, who's in the queue, which one of these people are best suited to answer these questions. It'll tell you everybody that's online, offline, in your call center. It can let the supervisors see who's taken how many calls, what their average handle time is, how long their talk time is. You can basically manage your call center from here to know, when do I have to bring somebody on? And let's say if you have 2 different call centers, like one is inbound sales and the other one is service, and you have certain people that you can float between, because if the call queues get very bogged down in service and you want somebody from sales to log into the service queue, you can do that and flip them over so that they can catch up on some of the calls that are in that queue. Basically, this is your window to the world of call center, of what you can see and manage and keep it, even flow. And if you have a problem with somebody that's taking too long on calls, or they have too many people holding, or a lot of people have abandoned the calls from them, you can have conversations with those people off of this graph.
Awesome.
Know that.
That was perfect. So we're going to go, it's not change anything. We're going to go back. Oh, colored. And it actually opens up a new window. So you would just go back to your other tab here. Doug, you want to touch on the reports here also? And then you'll be
Sure.
done? Okay.
Huh?
Door's closed, it's still going.
In your office? That's your office.
Our office.
It's your office. Anytime.
So the call center reports will also give you a detailed report that you can have sent to you end of day. You can have it sent end of week. You can forward it to any number of people that you want to send it to, and it'll keep everybody updated to where we stand, what we're doing, your call volume, your calls on hold. I lost the contact, so give me a second.
Oh, no.
Call volume, calls handled, your average talk time, your average wait time, the abandoned calls, your service level. What is your service level? And that's basically, your grade, your score of how they're scoring as far as what they're doing. And this can be emailed to any number of people that you want to send it to. It can be emailed to the supervisor, to a director, anything you want to see. It can even be emailed to a customer if they need to see what's going on. So it can be done outside of our ITC cloud services, that if they want to see what's going on in their network, we can send them this information. If they have call center features on, they don't necessarily have to do it. They just want to see it. If they have that turned on. So, you can do dates and times. You can do things like, I want to see this week from October 1st to October 15th. And it will pull up from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. It'll show you the graph. It'll show you where I stand on things. And like I said, this can be emailed, daily, weekly, anything that you pick.
Perfect. Thank you. So as you can see, all of these functions are in one platform, whereas normally a lot of companies would have to, reach out to their IT company, or they'd have to access different software, different platforms to get that information. So we'll jump over real quick to users. So users allows you to quickly find a user and their information. So a lot of times we'll find, if we're trying to solve an issue, we'll say, they'll say, well, Sally's phone's not working. And we'll say, well, what's Sally's extension? And they don't know. Well, we can type in their name here and quickly find their extension. And then also, some of them are labeled by department and what the scope is of their site. So you can also edit users, change their name. You can filter users by site. So as you can see, we have 2 sites listed here. Also, this is a shortcut to, let me make sure. So on the admin to user level, when users don't have certain capabilities of changing things inside of their phone system, the admin or the help desk person, or like we would do this for our customers, we would go into that user, we can set up answering rules for them, we can set up their voicemail, we can, this is how we would set up their phones, their buttons on the phones, and then there's an advanced section here as well. So this is how we would send a welcome email to a new employee. So there's a lot of functionality in the users tab. And then conferences is basically your conference bridge, your conference call bridge setup. Auto attendance, this is very beneficial. Like we talked about in the weeks before, auto attendance is something that companies, and us, when we used to have to record them, would just get tired of doing, because if you have to change a number, or you mess up while you're doing the recording, you got to start all over, and it just becomes very time consuming and just a frustration. So here, let's just make something up here so I can show you all real quick. So here, you'd have to select the time frame. Give it a second. Okay, so you actually set up your buttons and route them where they would like that particular number to go to, and it's all the greetings can be recorded. They can be uploaded if you have a pre-recorded message, or you can use text-to-speech, which obviously would save you a ton of time when doing these auto attendants. So, thank you for calling In-Telecom. Please listen to the following options. Okay? Then you get to pick your voice. So you have male and female voices. You can kind of play around with them. I've always used Allison, so let's listen to Lisa.
Thank you for calling In-Telecom. Please listen to the following options.
So you would just hit save. Oh, time frame. You just hit save here. And then you would actually set up your prompts this way. The same voice will record that for you. So let's go ahead and cancel this out. Next thing we'll talk about is in your super user admin level, you can also set up call queues. So these are groups within your company that would receive a call. So we have like one for our call parks. We have one for the accounting department, the sales department. So this is easily managed all in one place. And then again, you can set up time frames. These would be shared time frames that everybody in your domain can have access to. You can set up music on hold. Again, this would be your shared domain music on hold. And then we'll get to inventory. Inventory also comes in handy when you are trying to find a phone number and you need to figure out what device they have, who's using the phone. As you can see, there is notes in here that we can put in. You can also export a list of all the phone numbers that are being used, the SMS numbers. You have all your hardware here, all your fax accounts, 911 numbers. So again, this is something that is normally not accessible in one place. Then you have your call history tab, which is similar to what we looked at on the basic user side, but here you actually can filter by date, by time, and listen to phone calls as well. You can schedule exports to be sent to you certain dates and times, or you can just export a one-time report. So like right now, if I export it, it downloads immediately to my computer. So another thing that I want to point out is that we have the ITC mobile web. So this is the same, it opens up a new tab. This is the same interface that you would have on your cell phone app. Everybody on the call, I'm sure you guys all have the ITC mobile app. If you don't, I would suggest that, I would definitely recommend that you download it and start playing with it and making calls from it as much as you can, sending text messages. You can set up answering rules, greetings through your app, and you can use this system if for some reason you wanted to have the same functionality as your app, but your cell phone's not at your desk. You could pull this up. All right, so also want to point out your contacts. Your contacts pop up in this window here, and this is similar to a sidecar. And one cool thing that you can do is if you can't remember someone's extension and you have to make a transfer, you can actually pick up the phone call, someone that's calling you on your desk phone. If you need to make a transfer, you would hit transfer on your desk phone. You can select that person in this list, and then it'll immediately transfer to them. So you don't have to remember someone's extension or someone's direct phone number. I thought that was a really nice feature to have also, and you can get your recent your recent text messages here as well. So the very last thing I want to talk about, which is another, again, great feature that not a lot of portals and companies have, is our Chrome extension option. So once you become an ITC Cloud customer, you have the option of downloading ITC Cloud Chrome extension. So as you can see here, I'm not going to go through the steps of how to do this. If you would like access to this after the call, more than welcome to come sit with you and show you step-by-step guide. And there's also a training video on YouTube. But as you can see, this icon up here, ITC Cloud, your ITC Cloud Mobile. Let's see, let me log in. I just want to show you what this does. So this pulls up your Chrome extension. You can view your call history here, but the the best feature or the best benefit from this is if you were to go to a customer site or any site, any company site, you have this little icon here next to every phone number, and all you have to do is click this and it calls right away. So again, it's just another way to, this is another, just another important feature that can be used for, you know, ease of use, functionality, quick, you know, a quick way to dial when you're, you know, dialing prospects or clients. So I just wanted to show you all that. And I apologize, I did not go over this in the trainings in the last 2 weeks, but I will add this to my, my normal training. So that is pretty much everything that I want to show y'all. Does anyone have any questions about anything we covered, or is there anything in particular that I did not go over that would be good to add into my next training? Nope. I did that good? All right, and again, anyone that had any error messages or issues getting into the meeting, please send me a separate email. I'm also going to share this training and as well as last week's training, just y'all have it on hand if you wanted to access it. I'm going to edit the videos first to cut out the, you know, the time that we had in the beginning trying to get it all worked out. But again, I just want to thank everybody for being on the call. I really appreciate it. And if there's anything, any feedback that y'all could give me on how to do better next time or what to add in next time, I didn't ask any questions throughout the session, but I was just trying to, you know, I was trying to take into consideration the time that you guys are spending on this call. So again, thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.